Hi friend, this is Alex McRobbs, founder of the Mindful Life Practice, and you're listening to the Sober Yoga Girl podcast. I'm a Canadian who moved across the world to the Middle East at age 23 and I never went back. I got sober in 2019 and I now live full-time in Bali, Indonesia. I've made it my mission to help other women around the world stop drinking, start yoga, and change their lives through my online Sober Girls Yoga community. You're not alone, and a sober life can be fun and fulfilling. Let me show you how. Hi everyone, it is Alex here, Sober Yoga Girl. Welcome back to another episode of Sober Yoga Girl podcast. Now this is the first episode that I've actually recorded for you all in a very long time because I was traveling around this Christmas. I went to Dubai, spent some time with old friends in Dubai, which was absolutely amazing. I went back to Canada, spent a lot of time with my sister and her partner and my niece, did Christmas with my family. I also got to go to New York and see one of my idols, Gabby Bernstein. So I actually have not been live recording an episode with you in a long time. I did have some episodes released, but they were recorded way back in November. So this is my first time back with all of you, and I'm so happy to be here kicking off 2023. Now, this morning I kicked off the day with the first Yoga Sutra study class. I am so excited about this. I have 15 women from all around the world, everywhere from the United States to Kuala Lumpur to Singapore to me in Indonesia. And we're gonna be spending the whole year together on Zoom studying Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which is one of the ancient texts of yoga philosophy. And I'm just feeling all jazzed up about it. Really, really exciting. I'm not going to be launching the next group until next year, but I do have a place to subscribe if you are curious about learning more on the Mindful Life Practice website. Now, I don't know if you all can feel this, but we have huge momentum in the Sober Girls Yoga community right now. There is tons of engagement in the Facebook group. We have hit 2,000 members. We're getting like 10 new member requests every day. We had 90 requests the other day, which is amazing. And we also released a magazine. So we released a magazine in December. We've gotten a ton of new submissions and articles for our January edition. And we're running free daily sober circles and yoga classes on the platform with our team of volunteers all around the world. And it has just been amazing. So many people are showing up, connecting, building friendships across the world and supporting each other through their sober paths. And all of this movement has inspired me to think a lot about service in sobriety. So I myself never did a traditional AA 12-step kind of practice, but I'm pretty familiar with the different aspects of it. And one aspect of it is volunteering as a sponsor in AA. And there are scientific benefits of doing service or volunteering. People who volunteer actually have reduced stress. They have lower blood pressure. They have a sense of meaning and appreciation. People who volunteer can have a sense of purpose from volunteering, and volunteering can also help us make friends and build friendships. So I want to share with you today some of the ways that you can volunteer even if you aren't in a traditional AA program. And I'm going to give you the 3 different ways that I myself have volunteered and gotten reward and benefit from volunteering. So my first is Sangha. And Sangha is the Sanskrit word for community. So join a community like the Sober Girls Yoga Facebook group. And you don't even have to be vulnerable. You don't even have to share your story. You can literally just like and comment on people's posts. So someone in one of my programs, she's almost done her 108-day recovery program, and she told me the way that she does service is she goes on Facebook groups every single day and she cheers people on. She says, great job, you made it to 10 days. Great job, you made it to 15 days. And that's an amazing way to give service in sobriety without being part of a traditional AA program. Now, my second is Satya, and Satya is the Sanskrit word for truth. Tell your story. Tell your story in the sober circles that are confidential. Tell your story in posts on the Facebook group. Maybe you can even write about your story in the Sober Girls Yoga magazine. If you don't feel comfortable with all of this public stuff, you could even just tell some of your stories in the small WhatsApp group. You have no idea what an impact you're having on the people around you just by having the courage to share your story. And the third thing that I want to share is karma, which is service, actually volunteering. So if you complete your yoga teacher training or sober curious yoga teacher training with the Mindful Life practice, you can actually volunteer, run sober circles, teach yoga classes with our community. And these classes have been buzzing, they've been full, they're free every single day of the week. If you have not been to one yet, please drop in. You don't even have to share. You can have your camera off. But I'm gonna drop the link here, and we actually are starting a next yoga teacher training in February. It's mid-February. I'm gonna post a link to it in the episode notes. If this really interests you, teaching yoga classes, leading sober circles, being of service to our community, I highly recommend you show up and connect with us. So those are my 3 ways that you can be of service in sobriety without actually being part of a traditional 12-step program and being a sponsor. You can do Sangha, which is joining a community like the Sober Girls Yoga Facebook group. You can practice Satya, which is telling your story in the Facebook group, in the magazine, in the sober circles. And you can actually practice karma service by volunteering to lead yoga classes or sober circles. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you think by either commenting on the podcast, commenting on the Facebook group, and I promise I will be back at you with longer podcast episodes and more guests coming up soon. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Hi, friend. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Sober Yoga Girl podcast. This community wouldn't exist without you here, so thank you. It would be massively helpful if you could subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast so it can reach more people. If we haven't met yet in real life, please come get your 1-week free trial of the Sober Girls Yoga membership and see what we're all about. Sending you love and light wherever you are in the world.